Alright guys, in today's video, we'll be doing something more different. Alright, we'll be doing something different because today I'm showing you a trade I took last week. Alright, but this is not about how you can spot out your demand zone and supply zone and all of that. No, this video is not for that. This video is to show you a trade that I took and what and things that I see before I entered into the trade. So you can really understand and see what to do before you trade. All right, and see what to do before you trade. So watch this video till the end, or put this video in full screen and give me your full attention, give me your full focus. All right, so you can really master trading. Stop putting the comments in this video and stop scrolling TikTok or Instagram or looking the fine lady on Instagram. Don't do that. Just stay tuned and watch this video till the end. All right, so I can show you what I did, so you can do this also and make sure you backtest this first before trading your live account. All right, so let's dive deep into it. Before, without capping too much, let's dive deep into it. All right guys, so this was a trade I took on USD CHF. Okay, let's dive deep into this. So I kind of like show you what I did or what I look out for before taking this trade. Let me show you guys what I did here. As you can see, it was a beautiful trade. When price was at this point, I moved my stop loss to break even, so it will be like more of a risk-free trade, right? So I don't have to bother myself, so I should just forget about this trade and just allow it play out. So as you can see, it played out well. So now let's go back to the higher time frame. Let me show you something. Let me show you what I did here. So as you can see, price was in an uptrend at this point, creating your higher highs, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, and this was our last low. And this high right here refuses to break past this last high. So this is making it, as in this field reaction is our one confluencers. Understand? This is one of the criteria you have to look out for before taking a trade. Yeah, this is one of them. I'm going to talk about others later, but I'm showing you this on the higher time frame because price failed at this point, so refuses to break past this last high, making this our highest point of price. All right, so now the next thing price broke past this our last low at this point. As you can see, I drew it out already. Our last low at this point, price broke past it, coming back down here. So one thing you have to do is always wait for price to come back to your zone, exactly your zone. Okay, don't just say price has reversed a little bit, that's okay, now it's about to head back down or it's about to go up, it's about to skyrocket when price hasn't touched your Q zone yet, when price hasn't come to a point of interest. All right, so don't take trade like that. You have to wait after drawing out your demand zone or a supply zone. Wait for price to come straight into it before you execute a trade. All right, so at this point price came here. I knew for a fact that this was a fake out, or let me say this was a fake retracement. Okay, so price went back and finally came to retrace to my zone that I drew here. All right, and now it is time for me to look out for a clear downtrend. All right, so now price is in a downtrend, a good downtrend. So now let me show you how I took my own trade, how I took the trade. Now this was how I entered into the trade. Let me show you something. Hope you are following me so you can understand. As you can see, as price came back to touch that zone, this demand zone, which is now turning into a supply zone, because once price breaks a demand zone, it automatically turns into a supply zone. Okay, so price came back to retest it, and now is heading back down. As you can see, price is already creating a lower low, lower high, lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high, a lower low, a lower high at this point. So this was when I entered into the trade. This first one was a counter trade. Okay, I'm not teaching about counter trade. I will make a video later of how you can counter trade, but now I'm showing you a trade that I took that is aligned with the trend. Okay, I took this trade based on the trend because it's really good to trade with the trend. So this counter trade is not really advisable, because it's only professionals that trade counter trade, because it's really risky sometimes. So as a beginner, I will advise you not to trade counter trade. Okay, so this was a trade I took last week. Now let me show you something and why I took the trade. I don't want our time frame. Let me show you something and the reason why I took this trade, so you can understand better. So as usual, price is creating after coming into our demand zone at our supply zone either, because price already breaks past it. We are waiting for price to retest at this point. Price already retest and now is heading back down, and price is now creating our lower low and our lower high here, and our lower low and our lower high here, our lower low, and here our lower high. Now this was the trade I took. This was our last lower low. All right, this was our last lower low, and this was, yeah, price consolidated at this point a little bit. Okay, sorry about that, I'm making a mistake already. So this was it. And also remember, what do you see at this point? Just comment down below. What was the reason why I drew out this red line here? Just tell me if you know the reason why I drew out this red line. As you can see, there was a fair value gap at that point. All right, there was a fair value gap at that point. Okay, and remember also, this is a breaker block. Let me show you something. This is a breaker block. All right, this is a breaker block, and this is a fair value gap. There is a fair value gap around here. Let me zoom it so you can see properly. Can you see that? Can you see that huge fair value gap? So that was it. So I drew it out because I know that even if it's a little bit or it's just the wick of the candle that touched into it, it's something, because I know that for the fact that price is coming back to that place. Even if it's the wick of the candle that touched it, that's enough for me to enter into the trade. All right, so this was it. When price was coming back to this zone, I went down to the lower time frame. All right, I went down to the lower time frame. Let me show you on the lower time frame. Now down to the 15 minutes time frame, or 5 minute time frame. Yeah, I took the trade on 5 minute time frame. So this was it. Let me zoom it a little bit more. So this was it. Price came into this play, but it hasn't touched my zone yet. It hasn't tapped into that zone that I drew out. So this was it, and price failed at this point at first. So I was waiting. Okay, if price could break past this low, that means price is about to change structure. All right, that means price will not go to my zone. It won't go to my it won't even go to my fair value gap. All right, so this was what was on my mind, but price did not do that. All right, and also why price did not do that, because here was not a high. Because in order for you to, what you have to check out for you to know that this is a high is if it breaks past this high, this last high at this point. But price did not. Okay, price failed at this point. It failed at this point and went back down, also consolidated a little bit before breaking past our last high, which is here. And now price has finally touched our point of interest. All right, so now I'm waiting for a break of structure, and this is where the magic begins. All right, I'm waiting for a break of structure now. So this is it. Price touched it and now it's coming back down. Price is coming back down now, and first it popped its head below this zone, but that wasn't it, because I have to check out for like at least 3 candlestick closing below each other before I enter for the trade. But this was not it. This was a fake breakout. All right, because it is not even up to 3 candlestick, and there was no much pressure on the candlesticks breaking past this. And also here, this is a fake breakout. All right, so this was it. As you can see, this is the one I look out for. This is the most valid one, breaking below this zone here. All right, so I waited for price to come back to retest it, and at this point, maybe so at this point, even if you can, maybe you have to, maybe you want to draw your premium and discount, and you draw your premium and discount from this point down to this point. As you can see, price came to our discount before I executed the trade. So at this point, price came back to retest this zone. After breaking past it, came back to retest it, and now it's heading back down. So I waited for a huge pressure, because I want to see like a huge move in the market before I execute my trade. A big fat ass candlestick before I execute my trade. So this was it. At this point is when I entered for the trade. I wanted to enter at this huge candlestick, but oh, sorry about that. I wanted to enter this huge candlestick, but I didn't. So this was when I finally entered into the trade. As you can see, it played out. Oh my god. As you can see, it played out perfectly well. All right. So you see what I did on this trade, the things I check out for. So please, anytime you want to trade, check out for these things. They are very, very important. All right. They are very, very important. Check out for these things. As you can see, it was a beautiful trade. This first one was a counter trade, but I'm not teaching about counter trading today. Okay, I'm going to make a video concerning counter trading and how you can counter trade. All right, so as you can see, this, it was a beautiful trade anyway. All right, so this is how you analyze your chart before executing the trade, and make sure you start from the higher time frame to observe the higher move. As you can see, I started from the higher time frame, showing you what price was doing after price had failed reaction, after price had failed reaction on the higher time frame, and now it's turning into a downtrend. So the downtrend is what I traded. All right, the downtrend is what I traded. As you can see, it was beautiful. All right, so this was a nice one. So go out there, backtest, practice with the demo account, and try this out. If it work out, then you trade on your live account. All right. So, all right, guys. Thanks for watching that video. I know this video is not really about you spotting out your kill zones, your demand zones, your supply zone, your order block, your fair value gaps, your breaker block, and all that. All that. All right. This video is just mainly me showing you a trade I took, and how and what make me take the trade. All right, as you can see, that chart is an already designed app. All right, I already draw out my Q zones, my supply zones, and my demand zones. Okay, but I'm going to make another video. All right, I'm going to make another video talking about how you can draw or spot your demand and supply zone and your Q zones in the market, so you know where to set your stop loss and where to set your take profit. All right, so if you really want that video, you can comment on this video and tell me, so I can be more motivated, all right, to make that video for you, so you can see the best place to set your stop loss and your take profit, so you don't get stopped out on the market. All right, so make sure you subscribe to my YouTube channel and turn on that notification bell, so that in any time I post content like this about trading, you can get notified and come and study with me.